love Belgium. I love their style. It's a combination of both elegant and earthy. In fact, it's what inspired the barn. And when I go there, I love a restaurant called Pain Quotidien, and they had the most incredible sandwich when I went, and it was tuna salad with hummus. And I thought, that's the bizarrest combination I ever heard. But when I ate it, I thought, it's absolutely delicious. So that's what I'm making today. I'm starting with good tuna, and it's Italian tuna packed in olive oil. I just find it has really good flavor. I need 14 ounces. One of the nice things about the sandwich is everything tastes better if you make it a little ahead of time. I've already made the hummus, and now I'm making the tuna salad. I'm just going to drain the tuna. I want a little bit of the oil, but not all of it. Okay, into a big bowl to mix it all together. I'm just going to flake it a little bit. Now I'm just going to add some really good ingredients. They're sort of classic tuna ingredients, but with the volume turned up. So the first thing is 1/4 cup of chopped celery. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped onion. This is just a yellow onion. 2 tablespoons of chopped cornichon. It's got that sort of nice vinegary thing going. Instead of pickles, I think cornichon are really nice. So just big rough chop. This is not like a fancy French dish that needs a perfect chop. And now, because I also like the sour part of it, a little bit of lemon, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm gonna do it through the strainer so we don't get seeds in it. There's something about fish and lemon that goes together. Why not in tuna salad? Okay, now I need a few things to make it moist. So I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of the oil that the tuna came in, because that's got great flavor, but I don't want all of it. 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, just enough to bind it. 1 teaspoon of mustard. I use Dijon mustard. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Make sure it has great flavor. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Just gonna mix that all together. Now the secret to really good tuna is the flavors really develop if you let them sit for a little while in the fridge. They sort of blend together. Okay, into the fridge. Like tuna, the hummus actually is much better when it sits in the fridge for a while. Flavors really develop. You can buy hummus, but it's so much better when you make it yourself. Drain 2 cups of canned chickpeas and reserve the liquid. Then put the chickpeas into the bowl of a food processor fitted with a steel blade and add 2 tablespoons of the reserved liquid. Add 1/3 cup of tahini, which is a paste made from ground sesame seeds. It's delicious and nutty. Add 4 cloves of minced garlic and 6 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. That's going to be about 3 lemons. Now for a real kick, 8 dashes of Tabasco sauce, or as much as you can stand, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Process the hummus until it's moist and thick and coarsely pureed. And that's it. Okay, a couple of hours in the fridge, and I'm ready to make sandwiches.
Tuna with cherry tomatoes, and we're gonna serve that with a white bean puree, black olive tapenade. They're absolutely gonna love it. All right, we're gonna smash these up, just get the paper off. All right, then we're gonna chop them up real fine, and we're gonna throw in some anchovy fillets. Don't look at me that way. You know you like anchovies. Here's the deal. If you've had Caesar salad dressing before, you've had a couple of anchovies in your day. Chop this up. It doesn't really matter how fine they are, but I just want it nice and consistent. And then we're gonna soften it up with our chicken stock. All right, cool, so we'll take the garlic. All right, we're gonna take 2 anchovy fillets. And we're not really looking for a fishy flavor, more than we're looking for a salty flavor. And so we have about 2 anchovies that we're gonna put in the bottom. Now, if you like the white bean puree more than you like the anchovies in this particular dish, you can absolutely leave it out, but I think you should give it a shot. All right, we're gonna take the anchovies, we're gonna smash them up with the garlic. All right, cool. We're gonna take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna put it into the pot. We're gonna start to warm all this up. And again, we just wanna kind of let the temperature of the oil really kind of warm up slowly, because I don't wanna fry the garlic. I just wanna toast it. All right, we're gonna fold it right into the olive oil. We got 2 cans of cannellini beans. I'm gonna crack these open. It's a Italian-style white bean. You can absolutely pick up at the grocery store. We're gonna drain these guys out, all right? Just kind of get rid of that liquid. We're gonna get rid of all that stuff, but we're gonna keep the bean itself, and we're gonna grind these up and make a paste. But remember the base flavor here, all right, we're talking about anchovies and sweet toasted garlic. All right, we're gonna take the beans, just drop them in, all right, just like that. And we're gonna also hit them with a little bit of our chicken stock. We're gonna hit it with a splash, and we'll keep a little on the side in case we need it. All right, just kind of warm the beans through. Again, it's flavor, flavor, flavor. All right, perfect. Hit these guys with just a little bit of salt. All right, let's kind of let them do their thing. We also got our oil here. We made an infused oil, extra virgin olive oil, orange, chili flake, fresh herbs. All right, we got some rosemary, some fresh thyme, and some chilies. Look at the color of that, beautiful. All right, these cherry tomatoes, I cut these up in clumps. We're gonna make a couple portions here, right? And everybody's gonna get a nice big clump of cherry tomato. Orange, chili, fresh herbs. We drizzle this up all over the tomatoes. And then we're gonna roast these at a fairly high temperature, just until they start to burst. A little bit of salt, these are gonna go into the oven, 375, 10 minutes, and they're gonna be beautiful. Bang. Okay, let's go in the oven. And what we're gonna do is take this whole thing and we're gonna put it into a blender, and we're gonna buzz this down until it gets nice and creamy. And this is gonna go on the bottom of the plate, all right? We're gonna spike it up. All right, got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. All right, some salt and some pepper, because we really haven't seasoned it all that well. We put some salt in earlier. Some fresh cracked pepper. All right, boom. We'll also give it a splash of white wine vinegar. Now you can add white wine vinegar or a little bit of lemon juice, just something again to kind of clean the whole flavor up. So when you're tasting something like this, it's rich, but it also dances on your tongue for a little bit too, you know? Buzz it down. All right, great. So what we're looking for is something that's really kind of creamy and rich, something in between a mashed potato and say a bean sauce almost, but it's gonna look really beautiful. All right, got a bowl here. All right, we're gonna pull it out, put it on the side. Gotta get everything ready to go. So this is gonna be like a nice little drizzle on the bottom of the plate. Okay, look at that. We gotta take a look at that tuna, right? The tuna's in the fridge. We got 2 beautiful portions of ahi tuna. This stuff is the bomb. All right, with the tuna, all right, we're gonna take this out. A little bit of olive oil right on top, then some salt and some pepper. We're gonna throw these guys right on. Now this is beautiful ahi tuna. It's also called bluefin. It's also called yellowfin. There's a couple different varietals of this red, gorgeous tuna. All right, and we're gonna throw this right on top of the grill and just get some good char marks on top of this guy. And we're gonna sear it. Now I like my tuna rare. If you like it well done, if you like it medium well, it's totally fine. Right, you don't have to impress anybody. And it doesn't matter how you like it cooked. It's all about the quality of the tuna steaks themselves, right? Very vibrant in its color. Should also go to a really good reputable fish market if you're looking for fresh tuna. Tomatoes are coming out. Look at that. This is for a Mediterranean style ultimate tuna dish. All right, we got some clusters of organic tomatoes that we tossed with a little bit of chili oil. It's got some fresh herb flavor to it. It's also some orange. Those are gonna taste really delicious. Some thick slab tuna steaks right on the grill. Check it out. All right, olive oil, salt, pepper. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? Got some ahi tuna, sushi quality ahi tuna. All right, we've got some white bean puree and also some black olive tapenade. A couple different flavors. We got nice and creamy, rich white bean puree. I'm gonna just stir in a little bit of parsley just for a little bit of color. All right, then we're gonna get a plate and we're gonna hook this up, all right? It's gonna look a little restaurant-y, but I think it's gonna look beautiful and you can totally do this. We're gonna take a little bit of the white bean puree and just kind of put it right down the middle. Then we're gonna take our thick slab tuna. Now guys, I like it rare, okay? If you like it a little more cooked or well done, it should be on the grill for probably another 5 more minutes, but you make sure you wanna turn the temperature down just a little bit so it cooks all the way through. And we're gonna take this, we're gonna slice it right down the middle. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? All right, 1 slice like that, 1 slice right on top, and then we're gonna take a little bit of our black olive tapenade. All right, we're just gonna sandwich that right in the middle. All right, so you can get a couple good bites of that when it comes in. And then we're also gonna take some of our cherry tomatoes we roasted with a little bit of chili oil and some orange. We'll take a nice clump. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Just gonna lay it right across the top. All right, they're just bursting, like little bites of tomato sauce. And then we're gonna drizzle this with a little bit of chili oil, and you've got some fantastic, fun, delicious summertime flavors. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. We got a little bit of arugula for something kind of crunchy and green. right on the plate. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just take a look at that. If you're having some people over this weekend, take a look at this recipe. It's easy. It's pretty fantastic.
Ultimate tuna melts, which is basically a tuna sandwich, but with the volume turned way up. This is very retro food. And I'm starting with tuna, but not ordinary tuna. I'm starting with really good tuna. This is Spanish tuna. It's packed in olive oil, but it's big pieces, and it's absolutely delicious. It's moist. The flavor is fantastic. I really look for some kind of imported tuna in a glass jar. With all respect to American tuna, this is particularly good. Okay, the tuna's broken up. Not too much, but just enough. And now we're gonna add lots of good things. Some diced celery. I always use the hearts of celery. I just think it's tenderer than the outside. The outside can sometimes be a little stringy. Lots of scallions. Give it lots of onion flavor. Mix it all in. And dill. I know it doesn't normally go with a tuna fish sandwich, but it makes such a difference. About 3 tablespoons of fresh dill. Think of dill with seafood, but you don't normally put it in tuna salad. And I thought, let me try it. It was really good. It's got that kind of anisey flavor. Okay, fresh lemon juice. Kind of brightens everything. Salt and pepper. Give it a little heat. It's amazing how salt and pepper makes everything taste better. Okay, next is the mayonnaise. And what I'm gonna do is flavor the mayonnaise. About 3/4 of a cup of good grocery store mayonnaise. Next is anchovy paste, just 1 teaspoon. I know, there are a lot of people that don't like anchovy paste, but it just gives a little extra depth of flavor and you don't know it's anchovies. Okay, this is gonna go right into the tuna. I mean, so far, almost everything has been in your vegetable bin or your pantry. I'm gonna mix this in. This is just comfort food, weeknight dinner, perfect thing to make. My mother always used to make us tuna fish sandwiches when we were kids. Trust me, it didn't taste anything like this. These are so much better. Okay, tuna salad's done. I'm just gonna pile it on 4 pieces of toasted white bread. So that's the tuna, next is the cheese. So I've grated some Emmenthal, it's Swiss cheese. It's got a really good nutty flavor. I love it, and it's gonna be really good on this. I grated it so it melts a little better. I like the way it looks. I like the way it melts. I like the way it tastes. It's all good. I don't wanna see any orange slices on this. You want all the ingredients to have as much flavor as possible. Each thing has to earn its place in the recipe. Okay, into the oven under the broiler, just for 1 or 2 minutes, just until the cheese melts. I want the tuna still to be cool. Watch it really carefully. Okay, I think they're ready. Oh, this looks so good. Okay, tell me these aren't the best looking tuna sandwiches you've ever seen. I love these. And I'm not even a tuna melt aficionado, but these are really good. They look kind of gooey and cheesy and tuna fish. This is perfect retro food for a weeknight dinner. The ultimate comfort food. And because I can't ever leave well enough alone, I'm just gonna put a little microgreen on top. It's like a little peppery salad. It just kind of freshens the whole thing. I think you can find them in any grocery store now. It's like having a salad with your tuna melt. And I have to say, it looks better.
Updated version of the old school frozen fish sticks with my homemade version, fried tuna sticks with wasabi mayo sauce.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
Tell me what you need from me.
So because I bought the tuna and I'm gonna play with this and have lots of fun, I thought I'd phone it in a little bit with a store-bought shortcut. You can go to any store now and get a tempura batter, which is just basically the really fine flour. It creates great crunch when you fry. So I'm adding some soy sauce. You won't see that on the box, but it's just got a little bit of flavor, and it's also gonna add to the golden color once you fry.
How much of it do you want?
So you can add the whole bag.
Okay.
And then this is some soda water. You don't have to use all of it because it just really depends on texture, but you kind of go in for like a, we always say a pancake batter.
Yep.
You see how the striations in the tuna are? Still, just like any cut of meat, we're gonna cut against it. So when you bite into your stick, it just pulls apart really nicely for you. Nice 1-inch thick pieces. And obviously it's gonna taper for you. Now, I'm just gonna season them 360 degrees. Little chunks right there with some salt and pepper. And then GZ, you're gonna be making the dipping sauce for this.
So I got mayo, I have wasabi.
Some
This
wasabi,
is
some
prepared
honey.
from a jar.
Yeah.
Some honey. Some
Lemon zest,
and
some lemon juice. That's all you need
all
for
whip
this.
it together, okay.
Yeah, creamy, bright, and light, and a little bit of funk from that wasabi.
Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah.
Great.
Did you throw a little bit of soy
I
in
did.
there?
I put a tablespoon. Is that good?
Yeah, that's
All right.
perfection. All right, so now I'm gonna get these onto a sheet, and then I'm gonna put them into the freezer.
And that keeps it from cooking all the way through.
Exactly.
So you're doing a little flour dusting so that this sticks to it?
Yes, I'm gonna get these into the freezer where I've got some more that have just been kind of hanging out and getting nice and cold and chilled. And you can tell because they're a little bit more rigid.
Beautiful.
Right, GZ? Now, obviously, parchment lined sheet. You can also do non-stick aluminum foil. You can find that in your grocer. And then just come right in and dunk. I've got my peanut oil at 375 degrees. That's
really important, yeah.
So when you drop things in, the temperature is gonna go down naturally.
I'm gonna hold that for you.
Yeah, just kind of.
This is
Drip,
going to be
drip,
such a
drip.
good crunchy batter.
Now, if you have skewers, you can also do skewers. I really think that freezing it beforehand is the key, and realizing that this cooking process is only gonna take about 2 to 3 minutes for that golden crunchiness to happen. And then just get these babies out. Now, this is my trick. If you don't have a wire rack, just take some aluminum foil and make some little air pockets by bunching it up. If you wanna hit that with a little bit of
I like all
salt.
those little crispy cragglies. Do you know what that reminds me of? The fish place at the mall with the fried fish.
Oh, is that like everything,
crunchy.
everything salt?
It's everything bagel seasoning. Try to get it on right as you come out so it'll stick with that fresh oil. And there you have it.
That is fantastic.
Put them onto the tray.
Ultimate tuna salad. And we're gonna serve it on a toasted everything bagel with a smear of cream cheese and lots of fresh vegetables. So we got a base recipe here, right, for a really fresh tuna salad. We got some mayo, we got some cornichons, we got some capers, we also got some fresh herbs. And we're talking about like really light herbs. All right, we've also got some lemon. All right, now let me show you how to make the dressing. Start off with a little bit of mayo, about a half a cup. Some salty capers. I've got some cornichons on the board, parsley, some tarragon, some fresh dill, and we're gonna chop everything up so it's one big pile. A squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Some extra virgin olive oil. All right, we're gonna mix everything from the bottom to the top, make sure it's well incorporated. Now let's talk about canned tuna for a second, right? Now canned tuna, it's a different kind of tuna than you pick up from a grocery store, like that beautiful ruby red tuna. It's called bluefin tuna. And the stuff that you pick up in a can is called albacore. It's a white tuna, but they still have really great flavors to it. Now, I think a lot of people complain that tuna kind of smells like a fishy fish, and I think that's the canned tuna that's packed in oil, has a really strong flavor to it. If you're gonna make some tuna salad, grab the stuff packed in water, and you're really gonna taste a big difference. All right, so we're gonna crack both of these open, so we can drain out the water, because we don't want the water, we just want the tuna. All right, pick these guys up, drain them out. And that's it, and we're gonna dump both these straight into the dressing. That tuna looks amazing. All right, just like that. Make sure you don't miss anything. See the big chunks? I love that. Then we're gonna give it a big stir. Make sure it's well incorporated. Get one more little taste. Because sometimes, the capers will give it a nice salt flavor. Sometimes you need a little more. This, on the other hand, does not. It tastes really good. Get it in the fridge. Now this tastes great now. It's gonna taste even better if you let it sit for a little bit and the flavors really start to marry together. And this is gonna go on top of a toasted everything bagel with a smear of cream cheese. How good is that? And everything bagel, it's got sesame seed, it's got some garlic, it has some dried onion, it's got poppy seed, it's everything. Now we're gonna take these guys, we're gonna throw them into the oven and toast them, All right, and then when they come out, they're nice and warm, we're gonna smear them with a little bit of cream cheese, a smear of cream cheese. And then we're gonna start stacking it up. It's gonna be some great vegetables, and then that beautiful ice cold, fresh tuna salad we got in the fridge right now, and it's gonna be great. All right, cool, these are going in. All right, with lots of really good stuff. I've got my bib lettuce. I'm gonna pull this up and start to break it apart into these wonderful sections. All right, I'm gonna cut the root off. All right. It's hydroponics. It's not actually grown in dirt at all. It's actually grown on a sponge, but it's actually really beautiful. And see how the lettuce just really kind of falls apart? It's not dirty in the slightest. There's no grit or anything. Look at the lettuce, isn't that great? All right, so we're gonna break these apart, stack them up with a little smear of cream cheese, very New York City, absolutely delicious, and gives a very kind of creamy texture. And what we're gonna do is kind of set these up, right? We got a little bit of bib lettuce. We're just gonna put these right on top of each other. And then some tomato right on top of that. And then some crunchy cucumbers. All right, put a couple of slices. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little salt on these guys, give them a little bit of flavor. All right, then we're gonna get a ice cream scoop. And we're gonna scoop up our amazing ultimate tuna salad. It's got lots of great flavors like cornichons, and it's got some capers and lots of fresh herbs. It's really sunny, and don't forget, when you're looking for canned tuna, make sure you get the stuff packed in water, not oil. It's gonna have a much fresher flavor. If you get the stuff packed in water, it's delicious every time. So we're gonna put a little bit of shaved onion on top, and this is a lunchtime masterpiece. Everybody's gonna love it.
So first I have to start with tuna. I have about 1 pound piece of tuna. I want it really thick so that it can sear on the outside and be really raw on the inside. Brush it with a little olive oil on one side and then the other side. Lots of salt and pepper. You want it really well seasoned. And pepper. I've got a pan that's been on high heat for 2 minutes. It's really hot. So it's going to sear on one side for 2 minutes. Don't touch it, don't move it around. I'm going to flip it over and cook it for 2 minutes on the other side. And it'll be really browned on the outside and very raw inside. Perfect for tuna rolls. Okay, that's 2 minutes one side, 2 minutes on the other side. Don't ever overcook tuna. It's like dry and tasteless. Don't be tempted to put oil in the pan because it'll burn by the time it's hot enough for the tuna. So a dry saute pan. So you can see it's still raw on the side, which is exactly right. Okay, that's done. I'm just gonna let it sit on the board while I make the dressing. It's like an Asian-inspired dressing with sesame. Can't make a vinaigrette without olive oil, no matter what inspiration it is. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The zest of a lime. Very commonly use lemons for vinaigrette, but lime's unusual. I just think it's got great flavor, and it still has that sort of citrusy bite that I like. Okay, so the next thing I need is the juice of the lime. So I'm just gonna roll it around a little bit. It loosens up the juice. It's a messy job, but worth it. Okay, 1 more lime. So there's 2 tablespoons of olive oil and about 3 tablespoons of lime juice. There's something about lime and tuna that really go together. Next is wasabi, which is a Japanese root like horseradish. It's really fiery, really pungent. Put in a half a teaspoon, don't put in too much. Next is soy sauce, 1 teaspoon. And about 5 dashes of Tabasco, even more heat. 2 teaspoons of salt. This is a really complex but really delicious vinaigrette. 1 teaspoon of pepper. Just whisk it all together. Okay, that's the dressing. Next, the vegetables. The avocado. I usually buy them about 2 days in advance and ripen them at home. I love Hass avocados. They're the ones that are really ugly and brown, not the bright green ones, but they're gorgeous inside. Take out the seed. Just run your finger around the inside. That's why you want it ripe but not mushy, so it just pops right out. And just a big dice. I really sort of cut it in thirds or quarters. And you want to try and be careful. You don't want to schmutz it. It's a technical term. Okay, I'm going to put this right into the vinaigrette, actually. The lime juice is going to keep it green. So I'm just going to cube the tuna. This is going to be fantastic in toasted rolls with some arugula, a little peppery bite, with a lime vinaigrette. I mean, who wouldn't want to have that for lunch? Avocado and vinaigrette. Just lift it out very carefully. I really don't want to break up the avocado. I want to keep it whole. 2 tablespoons of chopped scallions. I like the white and the green parts. White parts have more flavor, but I like the green too. And then about 1/4 of a red onion, small dice. That looks delicious. And about 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. Just add them. So that's going to add a nice little crunch to it. Toss this all together with the vinaigrette, lime zest, lime juice, olive oil, salt and pepper. Just taste it, make sure it's good. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it. Oh, it's so good. It's so complex. You can really taste the lime zest, a little bit of soy, the heat from the wasabi, sweetness of the avocado. Okay, that's the salad. Next, the rolls. I'm going to toast them in the broiler. Assemble the tuna rolls. I like the peppery bite of the arugula, too. A little sprinkling of salt. Make sure it has lots of flavor.
All right, let's make some tuna with some caramelized onions. These onions are gonna have a little bit of crushed red pepper in them and some cinnamon. It's kind of a cool recipe. So we're gonna thinly slice our onions. So we're gonna take our onions, we're gonna put them right into a saute pan with some oil, and we're gonna let them caramelize. We're gonna give it a little help by adding a little bit of sugar, some salt and pepper, and some crushed red peppers, and a few cinnamon sticks, which is kind of cool. You know, Sicily has so much influence, different influence in their food. Obviously Italian from the mainland of Italy, but also from places like Greece, Morocco, you know, some of that North African flavor that kind of sneaks in and seeps into the food there. That's why the food there is so just amazing and so diverse and so very different than what you might consider a typical Italian food. So we're gonna let these cook down. The cinnamon and the crushed red pepper will permeate those onions, and we'll get a nice sort of color on them. The sugar will help that. I mean, there's natural sugars in the onions as well, but by adding a little extra sugar, it just kind of helps the cause a little bit. Now, tuna. That's a great piece of fish right there. You know, in the south of Italy, very, very popular. And these are big fish, you know, these are huge fish. So think of it as like a steak. You can really hold it to lots of big flavors. Let's cut some steaks out of here. And when I cook tuna, I usually don't like thin steaks. I want it to be sort of thick, you know? Something like that, maybe like 1 inch to 1.5 inches in thickness. You want the tuna to be nice and firm. You want it to have a real sort of brightness to it. I think 3 is enough. I always tell people, like when you go to the fish store, you can actually look at the fish and tell if the fish is tired. I mean, it has this tired look to it if it's not as fresh. But if it's glistening, that means that it's probably really, really fresh. Let those keep cooking. Very simple here. Some light oil like a canola oil, just lightly brushed. A good amount of salt and pepper. Remember, this is a very dense piece of fish, so we need some good seasoning here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And we're gonna cook these fairly rare. So it's gonna go pretty quickly, which means we need some high heat on our grill. So we're gonna take the tuna off now. Don't wanna overcook the tuna. Beautiful. All right, tuna's done, nice and rare. Just wanna sort of sear it on the outside. Otherwise, you're gonna lose that beautiful moisture from the tuna. We have some onions that I've been caramelizing with a little bit of crushed red pepper, tiny bit of sugar, and some cinnamon stick. I'm gonna take the cinnamon sticks out because these are not edible. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of red wine vinegar, a splash of olive oil, and some fresh mint and parsley. We're gonna finish it with the herbs. Just stir it in, take it off the heat, grab some tongs, put the onions right on top of the tuna. All the juices from the onions will just kind of drip down. This totally reminds me of Sicily. Some of this delicious olive oil, and I'm gonna take just a couple of sprigs of flat Italian parsley. There we go, tuna and onions. All right, gotta make sure this tastes right. I always think Mediterranean food is always good with a splash of olive oil at the end. Doesn't hurt, that's for sure. The first thing you notice is the fresh mint, and then out of nowhere comes that cracked red pepper to just say, hello, I'm here. A little bit of heat, and it just works so well with this tuna.
When I'm having a party, I almost never actually make something to serve with drinks. But when something's as easy and delicious as tuna tapenade, I make an exception. Tapenade's actually an olive paste from the south of France, and I'm gonna turn up the volume and add tuna to it. And what I do is, instead of regular tuna, I use Italian tuna. I just think it's packed in olive oil. It has so much more flavor than American tuna, with all due respect to American tuna. I'm just gonna flake it right into the food processor. Okay, that's one. And I've just drained the olive oil from it. It's gonna have lots of flavor from olives, and I actually have a secret ingredient, mascarpone. It makes it a little creamy. Okay, that's 12 ounces of Italian tuna. Smells good already. Next ingredient is very Provençal, anchovy paste. I'm gonna put in 2 teaspoons. It's basically anchovies pureed with some spices. I love it. 1 teaspoon of thyme. Just give it a big rough chop. That should be about a teaspoon. Fresh thyme's really important. And 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. Just give it a big rough chop. Remember, it's all gonna be pureed in the food processor. When this is done, I'm gonna serve it on crostini, which are thin slices of bread that have been oiled and toasted a little bit, so it's crunchy. It's gonna be delicious with it. Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons. Next is 2 cloves of garlic chopped. Give it lots of Provençal flavor. And the next is the zest of 1 lemon. There's so many ways to zest a lemon. The logical one is a box grater, but I can never find the right place for it. This is for grating an onion. This is for grating carrots. This is for slicing something, none of which works with the lemon. The other ways to do it are with a peeler. You should just peel the zest off, but then you have to chop it up. Or this is a great little handy tool which actually zests a lemon like that. I do that actually when I want to see the lemon in something. But for this, if I want it really finely zested, a rasp is the best thing. So you can find them everywhere now. Okay, so that's the zest of 1 lemon. Probably about a tablespoon. Just right in. Just gonna put the lid on and just pulse it. I don't want a puree, I want it really roughly chopped. That just breaks up the tuna. Perfect. Now for freshly squeezed lemon juice. Okay, 3 tablespoons. Ooh, a few pits never hurt. Okay, next is 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So this is like making a vinaigrette. Lemon juice and olive oil. Next is 1/3 cup of mascarpone. Mascarpone is this incredible Italian creamy cheese. I'm just gonna give that a quick twist in the blender, just to puree it. Okay, now olives. You can't have tapenade without olives. 1/4 cup of pitted olives. I actually use Caramelized olives. I think they have a really great sort of winey flavor. Not winey like people, winey like wine. Okay, right in. Tablespoon of capers. Since it's Provençal, everything has capers. Drained capers. Okay. And just to make sure it has great flavor, I want 1 teaspoon of salt. I use kosher salt. And 1 teaspoon of pepper. And just give that a whir. You don't want it too pureed, but you want it well mixed. And then you just want to taste it. You know, every time you use ingredients, they taste slightly different. The tuna may taste differently. The olives could taste different. Just really want to know exactly what something tastes like. It's really good. Okay, into a bowl. I'm going to let it sit in the fridge just for a couple of hours so all the flavors blend together. It's actually one of the reasons why this is a great thing to make for hors d'oeuvres. You can actually even make it a day in advance and it just tastes better. How great is that? I love the texture of this. It's actually sort of smooth and creamy, but you can still see the olives and you can see the parsley and you can smell the lemons, so it's all there. It's just going in the fridge. And while that sits in the fridge, I'm going to show you how I make crostini. It's about as easy as it gets. I just use a regular French baguette. I know it's an Italian recipe, but a French baguette's longer and thinner and it'll work better. Just cut it in slices in the diagonal, maybe about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick. Then I put the slices on a half sheet pan in a single layer, brush the tops with olive oil, just a little bit. You don't want it to get greasy. Then bake them in the oven, 375 degrees, for about 7 to 10 minutes until they just start to brown. This dish may actually have a lot of Italian ingredients in it, but it's actually Mediterranean, and it's the perfect Southern Provençal dish to serve with a nice glass of rosé for hors d'oeuvres. Just have to make sure it's good. My friends are going to love this one.